like Carter. So Carter, feel better, my dude. If you actually watch this video, I might put a little code word in here that'll earn you a piece of candy if you do watch this because you're sick and I want to reward that. So we are first doing hanging around, which is now posted, reviewing those one-step solutions. And then we're doing working backwards, and honestly, my bet is we'll have both of these done within a half hour, and then you guys will have time to work on things. If we are looking at the schedule of the week, which I can't find because I have too many tabs open, we have no homework on Friday because there's a quiz. All of these homeworks are now posted, every single homework for the week. So if you go to Khan Academy, please don't freak out. Operate off those due dates. I'm making the due dates the night it's assigned because really that's what you should be trying to do. If you have to do it late, that's okay, but it's not great. So you're going to have to look in that late list if you're doing it on a days after it is assigned. If map needs updated, please email me. Right? There's a lot of back and forth checking that changes honestly every time you guys get onto Khan. And if you get frustrated by having to wait to get things updated when you have to email teachers and whatever, maybe do your assignments on time. And some of you are like, yeah, duh, that's what I've been doing. Great, keep it up. Some of us are not doing our assignments on time and then need grades changed. And then it can be frustrating waiting for your teacher to change your grades because, you're having to wait. All right, hanging around. Checking to see if anyone's having any issues with that. By the way, guys, Desmos is the exact same as what your partner is doing. So, you can work together, with the people at your table. You can talk about it as you're going. And, yeah, so feel free. I'm going to stop talking for, at least 5 minutes. But you can start talking as long as it's about math. Who's got that song stuck in their head now? Yeah, I'm sorry. Nolan, are you getting in, man? To the Desmos? To hanging around? Okay. On hanging around, because I don't see you in here. Are you sure you're not in working backwards? We're trying to do hanging around first. Hey, Harrison, you also are in working backwards. We're in hanging around. If I just paused your activity, Jeremiah, that's you too. You're in the wrong thing. So leave that and go out and get into hanging around. Yeah, you're in there now, Jeremiah. I probably have a little bit of lag over here. There's Harrison getting in now. Will, you getting in? It's just not working. So quit tapping it a million times because all you do is confuse your computer then. Did you get your account hacked or something? You give your internet or your passwords to somebody you friend in the chat room? Well, because if my loaner isn't even doing what it's supposed to, I am suspicious that your account has something wrong with it. The magic touch. Guys, seriously, you gotta quit thinking that your computer, likes you clicking things 20 times. All it does is try to do the thing 20 times then. You're gonna want some graph paper, I'm willing to bet. Anyone or your parents go see Weezer this weekend? I know some of you guys are cool and go see concerts, and I was never that cool when I was 12. First concert I went to, I was 17 probably, but I have learned that apparently here in Worthington, because you guys are so close to all these concerts, that sometimes kids have gone. I ran into the parent of previous students at the concert, actually. It was very funny. They were 4 rows in front of me. But that was my hearing damage for the weekend. for it to actually stick it in. Yeah, that is the tricky part, is like, I'm gonna need to not give spoilers if you guys haven't started yet.
Well, I'm DMing. So.
Fair. You're gonna have to not give me spoilers.
Yeah.
So it might be easier to type it up here on the table, just a thought. Are we struggling to do the like create your own thing? Sorry, do you need help explaining this? So honestly, since you explained that to me, let's just go ahead to the next tab, because like I don't need to see it right now if you've already explained that to me. So let's just keep going. It's an interesting equation. So what's the value of x then? Because if you can't solve it, then I don't know if that's what you should be making. I bet you can solve it. It's just gonna be a weird number. But hey, it's okay. We love weird numbers too. There's a place for weird numbers here. Even if it's an irrational number, we'll still give it love. It's fine. Every number is accepted here. This is a safe space for numbers. Yes. Yes. If you get to the end of hanging around, go ahead and switch to working backwards. I think we're all going to switch over here in a couple minutes, because I think you're getting the jive of what hanging around is having us do. What's up? No. Sorry, because this is one of those back and forth, and we're going to talk about things. So we went from this to be 5x, you said 5 plus y. So I agree with you. You got a 5 and you got a y, and you got 8.
Yeah.
But over here with this, I'm going to say 5 plus x. There we go. Yes.
It's creating your own.
How can a balanced hanger help determine the solution to an equation? Like you could reference this one if you want to. Like when it gives an example. Well, you need to answer the question, how can it help you? Yeah, how does like the, so imagine, okay, if you need like a versus what if the hanger was unbalanced? What would that be showing us? So balanced hanger is saying these are equal and we have to keep them equal and we gotta be fair, right? So like however you put that in your own words, I don't care how you say it. I just care that the idea makes sense of like we gotta be fair to keep this balanced.
Is this correct or not?
Yeah. I mean like, because you're not actually changing anything, you're just manipulating. If I add something to this side, I add it to that side. If I divide over there. If I multiply, I multiply over there. You have 2 minutes to switch over to working backwards before I totally pause hanging around and you won't be able to do anything else in there. It is okay if you're not totally done. That's fine. That's my whole goal, so that we're constantly busy, and before you know it, you're eating lunch. You got 2 minutes to make that switch on your own before I just pause that other activity. So you did 8 is equal to 5x is an extra 9. So if I take that 9 off of both sides, what's left over here? So you took that 9. Yeah, so -1. And then what did you do on both sides? Like, how did you get to this number? I agree with everything that you said. I agree with everything you said. I think Desmond's might just be that way. What is it? Oh, it wants us to make a positive solution. So what can we do? Did it give you this equation? So now what would happen?
So I like keep watching to think about it. It's like where's that?
Let's try that. Maybe it's just mad because it doesn't want us playing. Boom. There we go. Good solution. All right, switch over if you haven't yet. Let's go visit some robots. Switch over to working backwards. You're getting paused in 5, 4, 3. There are 8 people still in here. Question is, now that you're paused, are you able to leave the activity that I just paused? If not, do it now. Get out of hanging around. Quit hanging around. Get it. Go to working backwards. Will, Vivian, Caroline. Well, I know Carter's not here. Carter, I'm waiting on you. No, I'm joking. Yeah, Caroline, I'm going to unpause that because now I've kind of got you trapped in there, but we're switching over to the working backwards activity. Just in time, I was getting you switched over because I paused this. It gets mad at me. Because I had it paused, it didn't even try. Just 'cause I was trying to get people out of the other one. We're switching over to do this, even if we weren't totally done with the other one. It is fine. Yes. I mean, you can, and I'll just say yes, and I'm never going to say no. I might say, like, it's not a great time to give you 2 minutes, but that's the closest to a no I'll ever say.
So it's because explain how you know that that originally the original number was for that pause. Yeah.
These are some of the hardest days for me where I just got to let you work because if you don't need my help, you don't need my help. No? Do you need my help?
I say no for some other reason. If you're bored, you can always add 3 extra pages to your character's background. That's what I do.
There's no way you're bored right now because you can use graph paper and just like write it down physically. Because writing on like using the mouse pad is kind of annoying. Guys, if you're trying to do all this just in your head or by like using the sketch tools, you're making your life harder. Get some graph paper. Yes. All right, real quick to make sure we're all on the same page, and I believe we are because we've all already. That's funny. Harrison, your card's up now, which is okay because I know that you're done with this and switching gears. Harrison, help me know what to do here. I forget the person's name in the activity, but they say that they entered in some X. That was good. Where I just kept talking and then you stopped. Thank you. Like that was good because a lot of times I won't like make it be quiet first and then I just start going. You just got to wrap up those conversations. Harrison, what did you do to get the value of X?
So you've got to do the opposite of order of operations. So you've got to do the thing you do last in order of operations false. So you've got to do the opposite.
So we're like going this way now.
Yeah. So
All right. So what do we do first?
So you subtract 3, and then you divide it by 2.
Boom. Everybody throw your attention to the back of the room. Kyra, if you would like to be Vanna White back there, you can, but you probably don't know who Vanna White is because you're all too young. There's a new poster back there that shows you just about as complicated of an equation as you might see. Now, like in our Desmos activity, we don't have variables on both sides, but eventually in the activity, you're gonna see ones with distribution, or you don't have to distribute. Actually, there's multiple ways to deal with equations like that, but I just wanted to point out there is a new equation solving poster up because we're doing solving equations now, but it's super tall, so it has to go back there because that's the only wall space that fits. So if you like need a refresher on solving equations, feel free to go back there, get it. Get the poster, the steps for solving, and equate the footprints. It's steps for solving. It's okay. You're welcome.
Very tortured joke.
You're welcome. All right, keep rolling. Oh, I guess I should have written down x equals 5. Yeah, and if you finish working backwards, this is time that you can spend on Khan Academy, because I know I gave you guys a lot of assignments last week. Hey, if you're just like going slow just to go slow because it's Monday morning, let's try to speed up a little bit because I'm waiting on you guys, but I would like us to all like get a little bit of con time. trying to see that we're all at least looking at this one. There we go. Lila, are you good? You're bouncing around all over the place.
Oh, okay, I found it.
I was just trying to check that we're all here. All right. Nolan, help me out. What could I do here to work towards getting x by itself? I took all my pens over here.
You would multiply 3 by 2.
Why? What are we trying to, like, what's the point of that?
Doing the opposite of what you just did.
Yeah, we're doing inverse operations. And guys, this is where, like, you can't just blindly follow what something says. Because, like, if you think back to that music video, it says we're doing the order of operations in reverse. But, like, parentheses, exponents, multiply, divide, add, subtract. I'm not doing add, subtract first, even though I'm going to need to, because this is stuck in parentheses, actually, even though we don't see it. We got to undo this division first. So exactly what Nolan said, we multiply both sides by 2. All that really does is wipe out the division by 2 here, but it does impact the 3, which now turns into, our right side would now be 6. And then, Eva, what do I do now? If I have 6x minus 3 equals 6.
Sorry, I wasn't paying attention.
You're good. If I have 6x minus 3 equal to 6 now. You want to try to get rid of the 6 or get rid of the minus 3?
I think if we get rid of the 6, it would make more sense to me.
So we could, everyone look up here real quick. Here's the tricky part with equations. You can choose to go a different order, but watch. And if you're not watching, that's a choice you were making. If Eva says, let's get rid of the 6 first, it's multiplying. If I divide, everything gets divided. Even this minus 3. So you could get rid of the 6 right now. You could. I think it's a more dangerous option, and I don't really want to do fractions. I like fractions, but I don't really want to use them if I don't have to. So we could. We could totally get rid of the 6 first. But my advice, since I'm like teaching you guys right now, my advice is if you do that first, we might avoid working with like fractions or decimals. We might not. Like, we might not be able to avoid it. But if I do that, I get 6x equals 9. And now how do I get rid of the 6? How do I undo multiplication? Anyone? Division. So now if we divide by the 6, anyone know what 9 divided by 6 comes out to be? Yeah, 1.5 or 1.5. I didn't totally avoid decimals, but at least I didn't get there till the end. All right, keep going. Again, I'm kind of waiting on us getting past a certain checkpoint. Ooh, I love that. Here, I can show you. Defend your answer with some evidence. Are you good? Are you sure?
Yes.
I don't think math is this funny. All right, I want to make sure I do not run out of time to do this. And even if you're past this slide, I bet I maybe have something to show you. So, if you're choosing not to write things down right now, that is a choice that you're making. But we could be writing this down. And if we're writing this down, I have a hunch that at least half of you, well, that's not a tough bet to make of half. I would bet at least 75% of you distributed first here. Because like the 2 times feels like we should distribute first. Poster says distribute, right? Like do the multiplication. We don't have to. Can anyone tell me how we could avoid doing the distribution first and what we could do instead? Caroline?
Maybe do the equation first and then.
What do you mean do the equation? I don't know what you mean.
Well,
Is it like a dance move now? Do the equation.
no,
No, okay.
like, we were just talking about this. I forget the name already. We switched the equation around. Inverse operations. Yeah, inverse operation, and then once we get the answer, like -9 plus -6, then after we do all that, we multiply by 2.
What do you mean do all that? I don't know what you mean. Give me your eyes up here. This distribution is because if we did distribution, what's happening? The 2 is what with the parentheses? Multiplying. Everything we're talking about right now is inverse operations, how we undo stuff. So we could do the multiplication first. That's not solving. That's literally simplifying, right? If we do the distribution. How do I undo multiplication, though? Division. Guys, if we do this, division by 2, everything, this is all one thing. The left side is all one thing. So when I say I want to divide by 2, the only thing that actually gets impacted over there, this 2 times and this divided by 2, well, that's not a good idea. But that 2 times and the divided by, what's 2 over 2? 1. Hey, Jack, you with me? Because I can't focus with how distracting you guys are right now. 2 over 2, this turns into 1, and then I got to do it on this side also. This now becomes 3x minus 9 equal to -6 divided by 2. I guarantee you I save you at least one step if you do it that way. Now if you're sitting there going, why? I could just distribute first. You're right, you could just distribute first, and then you could solve it from there. But this leaves me with smaller numbers. My numbers don't get big and then get small again. Like, I just stop them from getting big first. Keep trying this out if that's what you're still working on, and if you're already done and doing con, like great, good for you. We got like 2 minutes and then we're going to lunch.
3.
Again, that's not how you're going to win friends.
I'm friends with him. Probably because I did the exact same thing, but I'm still friends with him.
So, mathematically speaking, when someone says like 2 minutes, it's an approximation. I don't need your correction on my approximation. Thank you very much. Or I could be that teacher and say I was gonna let you go in 2 minutes to let you go early, but since Jack wants to wait 3 minutes, I guess we'll all wait. We don't play that game. I like games. I like winning.
You're the teacher. You're the only one who could win that game. No, you're not winning.
Depends.
You're just making like. Dang it. Mr. Hudson, he literally just asked me, is he gonna join the club?
I can barely advise very many clubs because I need to be available at extensions.
It's funny because you have an extension.
Why, like,
Teacher and like why?
that doesn't even matter that much, but I need to be available to help kids with math. Like my advisory kids, they're pretty good. I could trust them. I could send them to another teacher. Like, I mean, it would be great, but I'm also already playing that campaign,
Yeah.
so it wouldn't quite Carter feel better.
Yeah,
Ooh,
Carter.
should we leave like a code word to see if he watched the whole video?
Yeah.
Purple bananas taste weird. I know they try to do some sort of color, a fruit or an animal or something.
Carter.
Purple bananas taste weird. I would not trust eating purple bananas. Although plantains are delicious. They're not purple, but plantains are like, they look like mini bananas. All right, let's pack up and head out.
Carter, if you watch the video, purple bananas taste good. You have to say that.
Jack, you sure we don't need to wait one more minute? Considering you're the person correcting me and you're the person rushing out of the classroom, it just feels a little weird to me. Just, yeah, it's just interesting.